Welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of Blue Couch Therapy. I'm your host, Cody. So, the topic of today's discussion is going to be you need to be relentless. Relentless. Does it have two L's? I'm not sure. Either way, the sentiment is the same. You need to be relentless because in this journey, on this path of life, there's going to be obstacles placed in front of us every single day. Every single day, there's going to be new challenges. Every single day, there's going to be new lessons that we've got to learn. And you have to be able to adapt and roll with the punches. Because even if you come into today's thinking with yesterday's mindset, you're going to have a bad time. The fact that today's a new day means that there's a new opportunity, 24 new hours to solve a new problem and to organize things in a new way. So when I say that we need to be relentless, we just need to be able to overcome any obstacle, overcome anything that you may even perceive to be an obstacle. Because the only difference between criticism and feedback is how you take it. So if you take everything as a learning experience, as a way to grow, then it will be that. It will be so. But if you look at everything and you think, woe is me, the challenge is this and the obstacle is this, then it will be so. Whatever you say will come to pass, right? So however you perceive a particular event or situation or circumstances, it's how it's going to grow in your life. I'm noticing this firsthand. And it's a strange phenomenon, but it's also interesting because we're so easily conditioned to think about the negative, and we're so easily conditioned to think about what could go wrong and our old pathways and our old conditioning, Even as I'm on this journey of self-discovery, like even I fall back sometimes and I think in fear thoughts, or I think in lack, or I think in, and I have to quickly remind myself to stop thinking that way and think in abundance, because it's all the same. It's all hot and cold, and it's all two ends of the same spectrum. Thinking of good or thinking of evil, God creates all things. Whatever you desire will be brought out to you. So in life, the universe will give you whatever you ask for, good or bad. You just gotta ask, that's all. So when I say we be relentless, to be relentless means that we have to be able to overcome all challenges, all circumstances, and all obstacles merely through the power of the mind, through the power of thinking, through the power of positive reinforcement and thinking. So like Bruce Lee said, we have to be like water. We have to flow like water, crash like water, but the sentiment remains the same as we need to be fluid, we need to be liquid, and we need to be able to move around regardless of what our circumstances are. Because whether you put water in a jar, it takes that shape. If you let it run in the river, it takes that shape. And it's always on the move. It's always on the go. You can't stop it. You can't stop water. Even if you drink it, it still passes through you, just like everything else. So you have to be like water. You have to be like water, and you have to be fluid. So if you just think that like water, if you think about the current flow of water going this way, and even if there's a barrier here, the water only has a few options. So we only have a few options. We can either go over, we can either go under, or with enough time you can go through. This is where we see mountains and things like the Grand Canyon, where all the water passed through all these years ago. I think it's the Grand Canyon. But any rock settlement where water has passed through and made things change takes a long time. The through method is the longest, So if you're going to take the path of least resistance, you can go above or below. But that's neither here nor there. It's just a matter of fact that it's always moving. The current and energy is always flowing. It's always on the move. If you think about Niagara Falls in Toronto/Buffalo, it's always moving. The body of water is always rushing. It's always going. It's always creating more energy. It can't be stopped. And then if you think that we're 80% water, so I know I'm unstoppable. I hope you are too. Let's take a moment to like this video. If you're enjoying it so far, comment your thoughts down below. Comment if you're relentless from the neck up. I hope you are. And subscribe. Let's help this thing grow. If you're enjoying the content so far, send it to a friend. Send it to somebody who might enjoy this message. Send it to somebody who you might feel as though could benefit from hearing these words. Okay? My first book, How to Get It, will be available shortly. And if it is by the time you're watching this video, then it'll be available in the description link down below. So with that, let's jump right back into it. In terms of being relentless, we also want to make sure that we're not falling for the sunken cost fallacy. Let me write that one on the board. Okay, so the sunken cost fallacy. If you notice, I didn't spell the last couple letters because I wasn't sure if it's an A or E, and I'd rather not get cooked for my spelling at this time. So sunken cost fallacy states that if there is a sunken cost, somebody's more likely to stick with something even though it may not be the best choice. So what does that mean, Cody? Can you break it down further? I got you, G. So think about you buy a shoes. You buy a shoes for $100, right? Let's just put here. What kind of shoe is that? A nice shoe? Yeah, right? There you go. There's your shoe right there. Boom. It's your Nike. It's your Air Force One, all right? I'm not an artist. My art is my tongue. So here's your sneaker. It's $100. You paid for it. It's brand new, crispy white. You're about to go to the club. You put it on, and the first day you wear it, you're kind of like, okay, it's kind of hurting my toe. It's hurting my big toe. Strange, but I can let it go on, you know? I can let it ride. And then, you know, two twos come together. You figure out you wore the shoes for maybe twice. And then this part here, you know, this part here starts to make your toe hurt, starts to really hurt your foot to the point where it's making your foot bleed, you know, causing you physical pain, physical turmoil. And instead of getting rid of the shoe, instead of throwing the shoe in the garbage because it hurts your foot and it literally cut up your foot, you're gonna look at me and say, yeah, but Cody, I just paid a bill for them. I didn't even get a chance to crease them yet. They're still new. So the sunken cost fallacy has tricked you into thinking that because you've already paid $100 for them, it doesn't matter that it's hurting your foot because you have to get your money's worth out of it. But it's already a sunken cost. You've already paid the money. So whether you cut your foot or not, you've already paid the money. So don't keep holding on to something that's no longer serving you, you know, is the point that I'm trying to make. So especially if you're finding you're wearing the sneaker and it's a brand new sneaker, but it's cutting your foot, let it go. You have to drop all attachments anyways. The only way for you to be happy is to get rid of all attachments. So yeah, This is something that I always have to remind myself too, is that sometimes things don't work out the way that you were thinking about it, but you have to adapt either way. You have to move, you have to grow, you have to improvise, you have to adapt, you have to overcome. Because for me, for my story, I'm in this beautiful office here where you guys are seeing me film these last couple of videos that have been dropping these couple of weeks. And the place is cool. It's a big vibe. The downside is that the building doesn't have capacity to upload. So for example, my last time I did an internet download speed, I think I got like 6 megabytes download and then 0.3 megabytes upload. Yeah, exactly. So anybody who knows anything knows that's nothing. You can't upload nothing. I was trying to upload some videos last week, about a week. They were sitting in the queue, just going up 1% every day. So that's unacceptable conditions for me as a content creator and a digital nomad. So it's like, I can sit here and I can complain and I can say, yo, but I already spent the bags to get here and da-da-da. So what? Don't let the sunken cost fallacy hinder you from making a better choice. The fact that you can't even optimize where you are shows you, it should show you where you need to reposition yourself and think to yourself, okay, this was what I thought, this is where I wanted to go, this is what I was doing, I did it, gave it some time, but I'm not seeing the things that I'm looking for. Why hold on to a falling knife? Why mitigate your losses? Mitigate your losses the best you can, especially once you realize that things are not where they need to be. So I ended up passing by my brother's house the other day and their download speed and upload speed is like a 500 megs, both directions. So then I say to myself, okay, well, this is not gonna work for me because I need the speed. So It's time to readjust, improvise, adapt, and overcome. I can very easily sit here and say to myself, oh man, I messed this up and blah, 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 and I'm the reason why and everything is, I'm a victim. No. Why? Who cares, bro? Like, you did something, you tried something. And here's where I think having the relentlessness of mind comes into play, is that you have to be willing to drop on a dime, change, move, and shake with the game of life, and not be caught up with what people might think of you, get caught up with what people are gonna say about you. Because at the end of the day, bro and girl bros, they don't care. First and foremost, people don't really care. And then if they do, it's only for a short period of time. Only for a short period of time. Even let's do a thought exercise. Join me in a thought exercise right now. Close your eyes if you wish. If you don't want to, that's okay too. So think about your favorite celebrity. Think about the biggest celebrity, your favorite politician, whoever that person may be. And just think, when was the last time that you thought of them unprovoked? Yeah, right. And I mean unprovoked, not like you were scrolling and you saw something, or, you were literally just walking, minding your own business in the grocery store and thought, oh yeah, I remember that person. I wonder what they're doing. I wonder what kind of microwave 2 Chainz has. I mean, I doubt you're thinking about that. And you might be, but if only for a little bit, So it's like the same emphasis that we give to these, what we may refer to as larger than life figures. It's like people have even less of an attention span for us that aren't like big timers, what they may refer to, even though we're all stars. So, that's a story for another day. But yeah, so when you can develop that relentlessness, that sense of relentlessness, where everything is merely just a lesson, because I truly believe that everything is just a lesson. It's like, it just is. Everything just is. So everything is just a lesson for me to learn and better understand the situations that are ahead of me. So no regrets. Being relentless, you can't live with regret. In whether or not things may go the way that you were perceiving they would go, you can't live your life with regrets, because it's gone already. It passed you by. Whether it happened the way you wanted to or not, that's a story for another day. That's for you to decide. I can't tell you what you're thinking, but it's just a matter of like being able to understand that and then keep going, keep improving, keep improvising, keep adapting, keep overcoming the circumstances and the situations that can lead you to feel fear, or can lead you to feel as though that you're not making progress. You're always making progress. If you're alive, you're making progress. Okay? So don't fall for the sunk cost fallacy. Don't think because you've already been in a relationship for 3 years, you can't leave him, or just because you've done this, you can't this. Just because you've spent this much time at this job doesn't mean you can't adventure into a new career where you might find more fulfillment. Just because, so the examples and the ideas are endless. Don't let the fact that you've already put something up deter you from what could be, okay? Because at the end of the day, it's just you, it's your life. Everything has to work and is working in accordance with your favor. So just know that. And then when you know that, then you can think to yourself, okay, it's not that deep. There is nothing for me to be afraid of, nothing for me to be concerned of or concerned with. Everything is working out. Everything is working out for you. Do you if you think about a time in your life where you had a situation that you thought you never could get through, maybe a parent died, maybe a spouse left you, maybe a child, something happened to a child, who knows? There's a lot of stories in my life, a lot of instances where I said I would never love again, or I would never love again, or I would never open my heart up, or something along those lines. And you realize how silly these exclamations really are, because your heart is always open for love, or it should be at least, It really is just like staying on the path and knowing that everything is working out for your favor. And to be relentless in the idea that you're walking on the right journey, or you're walking on the right path, and you have to just stay focused. All you have to do is just stay focused and understand that everything is a lesson. Everything is working out for you. Okay, so with that note, guys, again, like the video if you're enjoying the content. Check out some of the other videos in the playlist. Smash that like button and subscribe, and let's help this thing grow. My first book, How to Get It, is going to be available very soon, and when it's available, it'll be in the description link down below. I'm also offering exclusive coaching for select few. If you do want to talk more about these concepts, if you're interested in exploring more manifestation techniques and other ways to enhance your life through the power of the mentality, let's connect. I can be reached very easily. So with all that being said, guys, appreciate you all. Love you all. If you've been here this long, appreciate you. Love you. Thank you so much. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.